Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So today is Friday the 6th of February. I don't know, it's about 6:05 p.m. I'm down in the lower Horde. Worked a couple of 12s this week, my normal schedule I guess, and then I had a dentist appointment this morning. I gotta tell you, my dentist is crazy. Excuse me. As a hatter, I mean, the guy's just completely nuts. His brother is in some kind of government service, and for whatever reason, he has the belief, because of his brother's government service, that folks like to follow him. I mean, like, he's got such an exciting life, you know, divorced dentist who's not dating. I mean, we're talking real excitement here. Anyway, I got kind of this eBay. Let's get things straightened out here. I got this like eBay Christmas going on here, and I'm going to go through it quickly. This is a bunch of the projects I'm also working on. Generally speaking, I don't buy ahead, and I'm using the word generally speaking because if there's a steal of a deal like that, that little 70 motor there, I mean, for what I paid for the motor, you know, the recoil and the plate would more or less pay for the entire motor, and it looks to be a nice motor, so something else I need to get started. Anyway, just quickly beating our way through the boxes here. This is an intake manifold, and you can see it ever so clearly, for the this is an intake manifold for the ATC 200X that I'm putting the 200S motor into. Anyway, you guys, right, you can kind of see it, right, the two bolts and all that. The 200S intake manifold doesn't work because it kind of aims the carburetor underneath the seat, and then the carb doesn't fit under there, so this kind of aims it the other way. So intake manifold for that. I hate peanuts. While I was going through them before, they dumped all over the kitchen. Like playing 52 million pickup with peanuts is always a little bit annoying. I think that was like a $15 deal from eBay. The second thing, I had mentioned to you guys that I wanted to try one of the William Shatton CDI boxes, the high pulse, and this thing came as a complete kit. It was $35. So this is the high performance CDI. I guess the copper colored ones are the DC ones. This one also says DC performance CDI. So it came with the coil, the CDI unit, and an air filter, and it was $35. If one buys those two items from China, they're a little bit cheaper, but it takes like 100 years to show up at your house. Not 100 years, it takes 2 to 3 weeks, and I wanted it within a week. So this is the air filter, and there's the diameter, which seems to be about the right diameter to go on a standard carb. So there's that. This is, I don't know if you guys remember, I started to put an engine on a 200S engine, It actually showed up with a 200E engine, but I started to put a 200S engine on a 200X frame I have out back. Well, I was looking at the neck on the frame, and it turns out it's a 1986 200X. Being a 1986, that makes them a little more valuable. The 86s and the 87 200Xs were the ones with the 6 speeds and so forth. And I happened to score a 6-speed engine to go on that unit also. So the whole 200S on the 200X 1986 is going away. I'm going to make myself happy with the 200S on the 200X for the older frame. It seems like it bolts right on. For the newer frame, I'm going to bring that thing back a little closer to original. I never rode a 200X with the 6-speed, the newer model, but I'm told it's like the greatest bike ever built. So this takes me a step closer to bringing that bike. You know, is it going to be fully restored? Probably not, because that's just kind of not what I do. But having an 86 with an 86 motor in it will be a nice find. Anyway, these are the motor mounts, and obviously these motor mounts are completely different than the motor mounts for the older 200Xs, that are also different than the older 200Ss. So those are all completely different. And lastly, I picked up a Carb. The motor mounts were somewhere around $25. Once again, I told you the coil, CDI, and air filter were $35 delivered. I think this was $15 delivered. Because I remember thinking to myself, what's easier, going to find one in the Horde and taking it off that engine that's already outside on the frame and all that, or digging up $15 and ordering it? And I went with the $15 and I ordered it. This, I think, was somewhere around $30. I think it was a pair of 15s. And this goes, sorry guys, this goes here. Right. Yeah, you guys could see it really well. This is a 200SX carburetor to go with the 200SX motor. And basically, I wanted to buy it for the manifold. And it appears as if TRX200SX motor intake manifolds are like ungodly expensive. I saw some folks asking as much as $100 for these things. So when I got the manifold and the carburetor for like $30 delivered, I said, man, score a steal of a deal here, because I could always obviously take that off and put it out there again, though I won't, because I'm a crazy hoarder and I never do. What's wrong with the Carb is it's got boy, I'm like really good with the camera today, ain't I? It's got floppy choke syndrome. The spring for the choke is supposed to hold it on, and then right, it's supposed to hold it on, and then you know, when you it's a cable choke, obviously. See the boy, ain't I just wonderful with this? So you can see it's a cable choke, but the problem is the choke, you know, unless you move it by hand, it should turn itself on. It should close itself automatically, and then as you adjust this, it should open up again. Problem when you have something like this, if you don't notice it, it's a real bitch, because you think your choke's on, right, because your lever's where it's supposed to be, but you know, is your choke on, or is it flopping back and forth? What's it doing? Typically it shows up as a bike that's just poorly behaved when it comes to starting. I didn't try to slide the didn't try the carburetor, so I don't know if the slide is moving or not. Let's see. Yeah, the slide is free, which is a good sign. So this was somewhere around $30, $35 delivered to the house. And once again, it was the intake manifold that gave it away. I wasn't sure if one of these intake manifolds would work, and the answer is probably it would have worked. But this puts the carburetor right tight here, and it doesn't give me much room for the mount, so having the right one is not a bad thing. And this is my 200X1, so I kind of need this elsewhere. The 200S1 has a tendency to put the carburetor more in this direction, where that one kind of puts it in that direction. Alright, just a quick video. We got more weather on its way. Every day it's supposed to snow a couple of inches. It's like I live in Syracuse, New York, or somewhere around the Great Lakes with the lake effect snow. That's what we've been dealing with here. So that's just a pest. For all you folks that aren't getting any snow, Ghetto Hillbilly up there by Peggy's Cove, like, you got no snow. I got more snow than you. What the heck? Come get your snow, man. For all you guys who can't snowmobile up in Canada, come get your snow. It's here. It's waiting for you. Come get it. Take it. According to the long-range forecast, it looks like we got at least 2 more weeks of this pattern, and then suddenly it's going to start warming up, if you can believe AccuWeather and some of these other forecasting sites, which kind of makes sense. You kind of like too cold for a while, then too warm right afterwards, right? That way you get your average where you need it to be. So there we are. Folks, thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and remember to enjoy all your days. Go out and have some fun. Buy some parts for over eBay. It's good for the economy. And people who sell this crap need the money. So, yeah, go out and buy it. Depending on the weather, it depends which project we'll start with. So, take care, folks. Bye now.